Most people completely misunderstand what it actually takes to register a company in the Maldives, and because of that, they assume it is either only for tourism giants, or that it is too complicated for a normal entrepreneur to even consider. But the surprising truth is this. The Maldives has a structured government-run business registration system that allows both local and foreign entrepreneurs to legally form companies, especially in tourism, hospitality, trade, and service-based industries. And once you understand how it actually works, you realize something important. It is not random, it is not chaotic, and it is not reserved only for large corporations. It is a step-by-step legal process that can be understood clearly once it is broken down. Now imagine someone like Michael, a 36-year-old entrepreneur from Los Angeles. He runs an online travel media business. His content focuses on luxury destinations, resort reviews, and remote work lifestyles. For years, the Maldives has been one of his most requested destinations. Not just as a travel location, but as a potential place to build partnerships with resorts, create branded content, and possibly even structure a small hospitality-related business. At first, it feels like a dream idea. Work from paradise. Build connections with resorts. Operate in one of the most visually stunning countries in the world. But when Michael starts researching how to actually register a company in the Maldives, he quickly realizes something unexpected. The process is not as simple as just opening a business online. He starts seeing references to business permits, company registration portals, foreign investment approvals, and something called the Ministry of Economic Development, Maldives. And suddenly, the dream becomes confusing. But here's where things get interesting. Because once you understand the structure behind the Maldivian business system, everything starts to make sense. So let's slow everything down and walk through it step by step. First, it is important to understand that what people casually call a Maldives LLC is not always labeled that way in official terms. Instead, businesses are typically registered as private companies with limited liability under Maldivian corporate law. And this is where most confusion begins. Because people expect a simple LLC-style system like in the United States. But instead, they find a more structured government approval process, especially for foreign investors. But here's the key insight Michael discovers early on. The Maldives is a small island nation with a highly tourism-driven economy. That means business regulations are designed not just for general commerce, but specifically to manage foreign investment in a way that supports national economic priorities. And this changes everything about how the system works. So Michael begins where every serious entrepreneur should begin. Understanding eligibility. Because in the Maldives, foreign ownership rules matter significantly. Some sectors allow full foreign ownership, especially in tourism-related services, consulting, and certain trade activities. Others may require local partnership or government approval, depending on the nature of the business. And this is where many people make their first mistake. They assume every business type is equally accessible. But in reality, access depends on industry classification. So Michael starts refining his idea. Instead of trying to build something overly complex, he focuses on a realistic business model, a media and travel partnership company that collaborates with resorts and tourism operators. And this shift is important, because in international business formation, clarity of purpose often determines approval success. But here's where things get more structured. To begin the registration process, a company name must be reserved and submitted through official channels managed by the government's business registration system. And this is where the process becomes formal. No informal setups. No shortcuts. Everything must go through official documentation. And this is where Michael realizes something important. He is not just starting a business in paradise. He is entering a regulated investment environment. And that means following procedure carefully. So he moves to the next step, documentation. To register a company in the Maldives, entrepreneurs typically need to define the company structure, shareholder information, business activity description, and registered office address within the country. And this is where many foreign entrepreneurs pause. because they realize they may need a local registered office or a service provider to handle official correspondence. But here's where things get interesting. The Maldives has developed administrative systems specifically to support foreign investment, particularly in tourism-related sectors, which means there are structured pathways for international entrepreneurs to legally operate. So Michael contacts a local business consultant based in Malé, the capital city and administrative hub. And this is where the process becomes real. He learns that company formation is not just paperwork. It is an approval-based system. That means government review is required before final registration is granted. And this introduces something most beginners are not prepared for: waiting time. Because approval is not instant. It depends on document accuracy, business type, and compliance checks. And during this waiting period, uncertainty begins to build. Did he submit everything correctly? Is his business model acceptable under foreign investment rules? Will it be approved or rejected? And this is where emotional pressure builds. But here's the insight that changes everything for Michael. Approval systems are not obstacles. They are filters. They ensure that businesses entering the market are aligned with national economic goals. And once he understands that, the process becomes less stressful. So he continues. The next step is official company registration with the relevant government authority. This includes submitting incorporation documents, verifying identity, and confirming business activities. And once approved, the company becomes a legally recognized entity in the Maldives. But here's where things get even more interesting. Because incorporation is not the final step. It is only the beginning of operational compliance. After registration, companies may need to obtain a business license depending on their sector. This is especially true in tourism, hospitality, retail, and service industries. And this is where Michael starts to see the bigger system. Company registration gives you legal existence. Business licensing gives you permission to operate. And both are necessary. But there's one more layer that often surprises foreign entrepreneurs. Banking. Because to operate a company in the Maldives, a business bank account is typically required for financial transactions, payments, and operational expenses. And opening that account involves due diligence, documentation, and compliance verification. And this is where many founders realize something critical. International business is not just about registration. It is about integration into a financial system. But here's where things shift again for Michael. As he moves through the process, he begins to see the strategic advantage of what he is building. The Maldives is one of the world's most iconic tourism destinations, attracting millions of visitors annually. According to tourism data, tourism contributes a significant portion of national GDP, making it one of the most important sectors in the economy. And that means businesses connected to tourism have real opportunity. Not guaranteed success, but real opportunity. And that realization shifts his mindset completely. He is no longer thinking like someone trying to set up a company in paradise. He is thinking like someone building a strategic position inside a global tourism economy. And this is where the identity shift begins. But here's where things get even more important. Once the company is operational, ongoing compliance becomes essential. That includes maintaining business licenses, renewing registrations when required, and keeping financial records in accordance with local regulations. And this is where discipline matters more than excitement. Because many businesses do not fail at registration. They fail at maintenance. They miss renewals. They ignore reporting. They lose compliance status. And fixing those issues later can be complicated. So Michael decides to take a professional approach. He hires a local advisor to ensure compliance is managed correctly from the beginning. And this decision saves him from future problems. But here's the deeper insight he begins to understand. Registering a company in the Maldives is not just about legal formation. It is about entering a tourism-driven ecosystem where relationships, compliance, and strategic positioning matter just as much as paperwork. And once he sees that, everything becomes clearer. Now let's bring everything into structure. A Maldives LLC, more accurately a private limited company, is formed through a structured process involving name reservation, submission of incorporation documents, government approval through the Ministry of Economic Development Maldives, and issuance of official registration. After that, depending on business activity, licensing and banking setup may be required, followed by ongoing compliance obligations. And while the process may seem complex at first glance, the underlying logic is consistent. Define. Approve. Register. To. License. Maintain. That is the system. And once you understand that system, the process becomes far more predictable, because you are no longer guessing. You are following structure. And that is exactly what Michael experiences. He started with confusion and uncertainty, but he ends with clarity and strategic understanding. And that transformation is the real value of learning how international business systems actually work. Now here's the final insight that ties everything together. Countries like the Maldives are not just travel destinations. They are structured economic systems designed around specific industries. And once you understand those systems, you can make smarter decisions about where and how to build businesses globally. So whether you are someone like Michael exploring tourism opportunities, or an entrepreneur looking at international expansion, the key lesson is simple. Do not focus on the dream first. Focus on the system behind the dream. Because once you understand the system, you gain control over the opportunity. And that is what separates confusion from clarity, and hesitation from execution. If you found this guide helpful and want more videos that break down complex global business opportunities like this, make sure to subscribe to the channel.